Ever wondered what it really takes to become a millionaire? What if the traditional advice of working hard, saving for decades, and waiting until you're 65 is the slowest way to wealth? Today, we're diving into The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, a book that promises to shatter those old beliefs and show you how to fast-track your way to financial freedom. DeMarco's story started out like many of us, following the conventional slow lane approach to life. He was working as a limousine driver, frustrated with the notion of saving for retirement and waiting to live a wealthy life in his old age. This experience led him to explore alternative ways to wealth, and in doing so, DeMarco realized the importance of time. Wealth, he argues, isn't just about the money you accumulate, but the freedom you get to enjoy with that money. It's not worth becoming wealthy if you have to wait until old age to enjoy it. DeMarco asks, why wait until you're 65 when you can live wealthy and free while you're young? And that's where the fast lane comes in. The Millionaire Fastlane isn't just about how to make money. It's about shifting your entire mindset toward wealth creation. DeMarco argues that the conventional ways of building wealth are slow and inefficient. If you follow the usual path of working hard, saving, and waiting for retirement, you're trading away your most valuable asset, time. So what exactly is the fast lane, and how does it differ from the paths most of us are familiar with? DeMarco presents three different lanes in life: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. Each one represents a different approach to money, time, and life goals. First, let's talk about the sidewalk. The sidewalk is where many people find themselves stuck, living paycheck to paycheck, spending impulsively, and hoping for a big break or windfall to achieve wealth. It's the mindset of those who believe wealth can happen overnight. They believe in shortcuts and get-rich-quick schemes, thinking that one lucky moment will solve all their financial problems. But the truth is, the sidewalk mindset is rooted in instant gratification. Sidewalkers live for the moment. They seek quick pleasures, spending beyond their means on things they don't need, often just to show off. Think about someone who buys an expensive car they can't afford, or maxes out their credit cards on trendy clothes, all while barely scraping by. This lifestyle, DeMarco calls lifestyle servitude, is a trap. You're not working toward financial freedom. You're just working to feed your consumption. And the problem with this mindset is that it leads to poverty. The more you chase immediate gratification, the further you move from true wealth. The trap of the sidewalk is about trying to look wealthy without actually building wealth. The mindset of the sidewalker leads to poverty because it focuses on consumption rather than creation, and decisions are made to feel good in the short term, regardless of long-term consequences. You're living in a cycle of debt, stuck in a pattern where your choices keep you financially trapped. Now, let's move on to the slow lane. This is the more traditional route that most of us are encouraged to follow. You go to school, get a job, work hard, save a portion of your income, invest in stocks, and hope that by the time you're ready to retire, you'll have enough saved up to live comfortably. It's the plan most people consider the safe, responsible way to achieve wealth. But here's the thing, while the slow lane might be safer than the sidewalk, it's still incredibly slow. Even if you do everything right, save diligently, invest wisely, you're still trading your time for money. You're dependent on compound interest, and it takes decades to see significant results. DeMarco calls this plan for mediocrity, because even though it works, it keeps you on a treadmill. You save 10 to 20% of your income and hope for market returns to make you wealthy. But in the meantime, you spend your prime years working for someone else, waiting for someday to come Someday, you'll take that vacation. Someday, you'll buy that dream house. But what if someday never comes? The slow lane also comes with its own risks. Even if you're following the plan, your job isn't guaranteed. You can get laid off, the company you work for can go bankrupt, or health issues could derail your ability to work. And if your income is tied to your job, you're vulnerable to any number of external factors that could upend your financial plans. And that's why DeMarco advocates for the fast lane. The fast lane is a radically different approach to wealth, one that emphasizes creating value and leveraging systems that can scale without being tied to your time. This is where things get exciting. The appeal of the fast lane is control. You're no longer at the mercy of a boss, a company, or even the stock market. In the fast lane, you're in control of your destiny. You decide how much effort to put in, what direction to take, and how to grow your business or investments. So, how do you actually jump into the fast lane? DeMarco provides some essential principles that guide you toward this path. One of the biggest is rejecting society's norms about money and success. We're constantly told that wealth is a long, slow grind. But DeMarco says that's just a myth, a comforting lie designed to keep you stuck in mediocrity. He argues that you can't become truly wealthy by following the herd. Instead of working a job for 40 years, what you need is to create a business or system that provides massive value to a large number of people. It's about solving problems, innovating, and offering something unique that scales quickly. DeMarco also emphasizes the importance of entrepreneurial leverage. He breaks this down into 5 key commandments: need, entry, control, scale, and time, or as he calls it, the NECST framework. Let's break these down. Need. Your product or service has to solve a real problem. Businesses succeed when they address a genuine need in the market. Entry. It shouldn't be something anyone can easily do. There needs to be some barrier to entry. This reduces competition and increases your chances of success. Control. You have to control the business. Don't rely on others or external factors for your success. If someone else controls your business, you're vulnerable. Scale. Your business needs to have the potential to grow without being limited by your time. You need to create something that can serve millions without needing you to work more hours. Time. Finally, your income must detach from the time you spend working. It should flow even when you're not actively working. Passive income is key in the fast lane. The fast lane isn't just about wealth, it's about freedom. The freedom to wake up when you want, travel where you want, and live life on your own terms. Now, it's important to understand that the fast lane isn't a shortcut to overnight success. While it can accelerate your wealth, it still requires time, effort, and strategy. The key difference is that the fast lane is about using your time efficiently and multiplying your results by building what DeMarco calls money trees. These money trees are businesses that operate independently of your time, enabling you to create wealth without constantly trading time for money. Think about an e-commerce store that generates sales while you sleep, or a digital product that sells even when you're on vacation. Another key concept DeMarco introduces is the law of affection. This law states that the more lives you affect in scale or magnitude, the richer you will become. It's simple. Impact millions, make millions. It's why authors, entrepreneurs, and tech giants can make millions or even billions by serving large audiences. For example, Joe Scale writes a book and sells 800,000 copies. He earns millions by reaching a massive audience. Joe Magnitude, on the other hand, builds office complexes and earns millions from just a few high-ticket deals. Scale or magnitude, both roads lead to wealth. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, The Millionaire Fastlane is your blueprint for breaking free from the traditional mold. It's not an easy shortcut. It requires planning, focus, and the courage to break away from the norms. This book is for those who want more than the slow lane, what DeMarco calls life prescribed by society. If you feel that the traditional path isn't what you expect from yourself, this is your chance to rethink your approach, shift your mindset, and create lasting change. In the fast lane, success comes when you stop trading time for money and start building something that scales beyond you, something that creates value, impacts lives, and ultimately grants you the freedom you seek. The decision is yours. Will you take the wheel?